The big question this weekend, can Hungary live up to the incredible heights of the 2019 German Grand Prix? We hope so. Round 12 is the final race before the summer break. It's not a track notorious for overtaking, but as mentioned last time in our preview for the German Grand Prix, we're doing things differently today. We're doing a preview show on a Thursday now instead of the Friday before the Grand Prix, and then the Friday video will be the practice report. Obviously, because of time zones, that won't be every Friday now before a Grand Prix, but a few people mentioned that in a preview they look for track statistics, they look for a circuit guide, things coming into the weekend, stories, different bits and bobs, and I thought to myself, well, you know what, cramming it all into that same video, talking about practice, talking about the weekend, it's too much. It was so too much. So I've tried to condense it, and so if you like it, let me know. If you want things to change or have any ideas of your own, throw them in the comment section below, because this is going to be a transition period in this final weekend before the summer break. Then we've got a mighty gap till the end of August for the Belgian Grand Prix, round 13. So if we want to make changes, we can do it now. So as you may have seen also on the channel, we've got a new logo, we've got a new banner. It's looking very sexy in my opinion, but again, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Last time out, as I just mentioned, what a cracker. The first time in my 2 years, well, 1.5 now, seasons of Formula 1 covering it, my first ever 10 out of 10 race rating was given to the German Grand Prix. Max Verstappen won the race. Sebastian Vettel P2, Danny Kvyat P3. That was just the beginning of the madness, with Lance Stroll in P4, a double points finish for Haas, and Robert Kubica getting Williams' first point of the season. I didn't think they'd pick up points at all this year, but that just proves how crazy that race was. On screen now you're seeing the Drivers' Championship and Lewis Hamilton. Well, it's almost a foregone conclusion he's going to be champion, but that's a little bit of a Debbie Downer. To be honest, we're not even at the summer break yet, but he's very much in control of this championship. We've seen championships go up in flames before, but it's looking good for his 6th world title. Verstappen, though, is currently the driver on form, winning 2 of the last 3 Grand Prix. He moves closer to second place, only 22 points off Valtteri Bottas, and we're going to a race weekend. Red Bull should be quick. Here is the hot lap. So you now join me for the first ever hot lap on the F1/E Reviews channel, heading down towards turn 1. This is going to be one of the main overtaking spots on the circuit. Last year, Valtteri Bottas had an awesome ding-dong battle with the 2 Ferraris. Heading down towards turn 2 is where he made contact with Sebastian Vettel. This is also a place where Nico Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen had quite an interesting battle, which led to that specific comment. Through turn 3 and up towards the high-speed, flat-out turn 4 as we go through and end sector 1. Again, not many chances for an overtake. Heading up the hill, overtakes have been made here as we head through the chicane, but as we go fully into sector 2 territory, very limited opportunities for overtake. But this is definitely a section where the longer you can keep your foot down and stay on the power, that is crucial for Saturday and qualifying. Ending the lap now, heading down to turn 12. This is also another potential overtaking opportunity, but you've got to be carrying far more speed to be able to make that work. Through 13, and just now we go over the DRS detection zone as we head through the final turn, turn 14, onto the main home straight over the DRS activation line, and that is the lap of the 2019 Hungaroring. So your statistics for the last 5 years are quite interesting, to be honest with you. I can see there's already a couple of slight errors with colouring, so apologies this time round, but that will be fixed for next time. Your previous 5 winners were Lewis Hamilton last year, a dominant victory, but many felt going into that weekend it should have been Ferrari's day. It wasn't in the end, though. Sebastian Vettel did take P2, Kimi Raikkonen P3, Daniel Ricciardo P4, and Valtteri Bottas, after contact we mentioned a little bit earlier on in the hot lap ended up P5. Qualifying last year, Hamilton dominated in the wet. Bottas got a surprise P2, and it was Raikkonen who got best of the rest behind the two Mercedes. 2017 was Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari's year, and actually, before 2018, there'd become a bit of a streak where whoever won the Hungarian Grand Prix didn't go on and win the title. Sebastian Vettel in 2017, Lewis Hamilton in 2016, Rosberg went on to win that particular season. 2015 was perhaps one of the best ever Hungarian Grand Prix, along with 2014. Both races were pretty top-notch. Daniel Ricciardo picking up his second ever Formula 1 win back in 2014. And as we go into the newsroom, to be honest with you, not a lot of top stories or stories at all in the week since the German Grand Prix. Of course, only a week between the Grand Prix, and with the entire summer ahead of us, I'm not really too surprised, to be honest with you. The only story regarding Alfa Romeo, obviously the double post penalty. I just wanted to let people know, if they didn't catch that, both Alfa Romeo drivers were in the points at the end of the German Grand Prix, but both got 30-second post-race penalties thanks to driver coaching on the formation laps for a wet race start. So neither scored points in the end, and that's why Williams got a point in the end. Also, a slight change internally. It was announced a couple of weeks ago that Simone Resta, who joined Alfa Romeo from Ferrari, on loan that was, he's now going back to Ferrari. However, Alessandro Sinelli is moving from Ferrari to Alfa Romeo. So all a bit of a switcheroo session going on there at Alfa Romeo. But before I leave you, I'm sure something you've all clicked on this video to see is my weekend predictions. And again, as I mentioned last time out, before the German Grand Prix, we're doing things a little bit differently this time. So we've done this for the last couple of Grand Prix, our top 3 in qualifying and our top 5 in the race. But in a moment, I've got a list for you the viewers, to do in the comment section below after this video. And then tomorrow, when we do our practice report, I'm going to go through some of my favourite predictions for the weekend, or the ones I think, you know what, I could see that happening. So if you want to put some logic and reason behind it, something I don't usually do, feel free to do so. But I've gone with a Max Verstappen pole position, his first of his career, and a Max Verstappen win. I have fallen into the trap of not believing in Mercedes all season long. However, saying that, this should be a circuit that is not power sensitive. It's a similar circuit to Monaco, just without the barriers. Does that mean Red Bull in prime position? Well, Verstappen, so close to a victory in Monaco. Didn't necessarily have it on the Saturday, but on the Sunday, race pace was there for sure. So I think Verstappen is, with the form he's on at the moment, in the driving seat for this weekend. And as I just mentioned, before we go anywhere, before we even see practice, it's time for your predictions. In the comment section below, I mean, you can lay out your comment however you would like. You can put a Q and then questions 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, pole position, who's going to be on the front row, and who's going to be the biggest shock in quali, whether that's someone going out in the first quali, whether that's someone like a Williams getting through to Q2. I want to know your crazy predictions for qualifying. And then the race, who is going to win, who's going to be on the podium, the first retirement. Please don't say one of the Haas boys, don't upset me, thank you very much. The driver of the day, and who is going to be best of the rest. And if you're not too sure what best of the rest means, that means the guy who finishes the highest up but is not in the top 3 teams that are Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari. This is all a trial video, to be honest with you. This is something that we are testing out for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Definitely a little bit more work from my end has had to go into this particular video, but I do not mind whatsoever. But I'd love to know your thoughts on whether it worked for you, whether you should go back to the old format where there's practice involved as well, or you liked it split up, or we should just drop practice. I just would love to know. That would help me out a lot. So thank you in advance. I hope you've enjoyed. That's the main thing, and I hope we have a fantastic Hungarian Grand Prix. No quali report. Mentioned this last week as well. No quali report this weekend, but there will be race review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.